welcome to this next episode of Veterans Onward to Prosperity. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven, and today's show is going to continue to talk about networking. Guess what? As a military veteran and a warrior, especially if you're in a job market, you need to network. Now, I said that before, and my guests have said that before. But today we talk about technique. We talk about the way to get that done and get it done effectively. So don't go away after this message. Ron salutes as a LinkedIn business strategist and relationship advisor. He's the co-author of 21 Days to Success with LinkedIn. He's a guest speaker for the U.S. Army on veteran transition. Contact Ron at his website. Welcome back. I'm Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven, and today in our virtual studio we have Gabriella. Now, Gabriella goes by Gab Talks. Now, Gab, I'm going to call you Gab and not Gabriella because I know you like to be called Gab, right?
Correct.
Okay. So, Gab, can you give my audience just a little bit of a snippet of what Gab Talks is all about?
Absolutely. So, a few years ago, after many years in a totally different industry, I walked away from and I said, what the heck am I going to do next? And one thing I absolutely loved from my previous industry was helping other people to grow their business, grow their presence, and get their visibility, because we all want greater visibility, because when we have greater visibility, it gives us greater credibility when we're trying to build a business or when we're trying to be seen, trying to get a job interview, anything like that. So out of that came Gab Talks at the beginning of 2021. We are almost a year old, but it started with an idea that from several years ago for a podcast that we wanted to get input from experts on how to create that visibility. So out of that, we created something called social media engagement parties. And the social media engagement party is where we come together as a group. We put up content. We have some learning about what is current information in social media, and then everybody engages on everybody else's content, and it increases the engagement and the visibility on social media. We particularly stick with 2 or 3 platforms, but it can be done across many different platforms.
Okay, and so in the social engagement party, you don't necessarily have to be a business owner to be a part of that.
Correct. You can be a salesperson, you can be an entrepreneur, a business owner, or you could just be an everyday person that's trying to increase your visibility in social media. Anybody can join, anybody can participate.
So let's say, for example, you come from the military and you're transitioning from the military into a civilian career, and you're a software developer.
Mm-hmm.
So in a case of a social engagement party, you can introduce yourself.
Correct. Another thing that you can do is, we talk about what you should and shouldn't put on your social media. We talk about the fact that when you put content on, when you meet people, they're probably going to be looking you up. Everybody these days Google people. So we help talk about what kinds of content that you should be putting up, because people are searching you. Your social media will come up in the first 2 pages very frequently. So if you want to create a space of being an expert in your industry, or a space of whatever it is that you're doing that you want to have that credibility, social media is a fantastic place to do that. A lot of people try to use social media as a place to really push their business. And I personally find that it's very, very difficult to run a business in social media until you've reached a level of stature. So it really should be used as a place to develop your credibility.
And you know what? As a job seeker, you need credibility.
Absolutely.
Right. So we're going to continue this conversation right after these messages.
Hey vets, you know who I am. This is Ranger Johnson, and I want to help you to get the VA disability rating that you deserve. And if you want to know more about the Ranger method, please go to championsforveterans.com and schedule a free consultation now. Stay in the fight!
Mike Merwin here, U.S. Navy retired submarine officer turned entrepreneur. I turned my hobby of 25 plus years making beef jerky into a thriving small business. Made in small batches with only high quality ingredients, it's not good, it's crazy good. A portion of all proceeds helps save military lives. Order now on www.crazymikesjerky.com using code CB10 for 10% off.
Hi, welcome back. I'm Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Blivin. I'm Veterans Onward to Prosperity. And in our studio today, our virtual studio, we have Gabriella. And Gab has been telling us about the use of social media to build credibility. Let's talk some more about that. As a job seeker, you definitely need to be credible.
Mm-hmm. So let me suggest that in today's society, when you're looking for a job, very, very often people have a LinkedIn account. These social media parties started around greater visibility in LinkedIn. Our parties, we've expanded them beyond LinkedIn. But when you are in LinkedIn, a lot of people use it as a resume, as a place they'll put their LinkedIn account on their resume to direct people when they're looking for a job. So using your software developer as an example, that person might go out on the web and say, hey, take a look at this great article about how to develop apps. Or, I've been watching the arc of how this particular software is doing in the stock market. Or here's some really great statistics on what kind of results people are getting from this kind of software. And by doing that kind of content, you're positioning yourself as somebody who's knowledgeable and creating that space of expertise. But none of that really does a lot of good for you if people aren't seeing your content. So yes, you can put it on your resume and you can tell people to go check out my LinkedIn when you're putting out to seek jobs. But in the social media engagement parties, you can put that kind of content in your LinkedIn or other spaces, and then come together with a group that we bring together, and people engage on that content. Wow, that's really interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that. I never knew that kind of information, etc. So now when that person is coming and looking at your content in social media, they're seeing that other people are interested in what you have to say. And now you can continue to grow your position as an expert, as an influencer, as somebody who's knowledgeable. The more engagement you have on that content, the greater the perception of credibility that you have.
Right. And when you're competing for a job position, especially in the industry of software development, this becomes crucial.
Yes. And this concept doesn't have to be only for software development. It can be for virtually any kind of position that you're trying to apply for. And Here's another thing. A lot of veterans, even when they have a regular 9 to 5 job, have something that they're doing on the side. It's very common to find some sort of product that they really, really like, health and wellness. For the women, it might be makeup or jewelry, or there's other kinds of things, marketing tools that you find that you're like, wow, this is really cool. I want to share this with my friends. And now you have a legitimate side hustle. Social media is a fantastic place to, again, grow that expertise, grow that visibility around what it is that you're doing to get more people interested in that side hustle that you're doing, as well as your everyday job and everyday skill set that you are trying to be seen with.
You know, I'm really glad you mentioned that, because there's a lot of folks that are, let's just face it, underemployed, and they need that side hustle.
Yes.
And so what better way than to make that actual side hustle work?
Yes.
So I'm glad you brought
Exactly.
that up. It's not even a situation where you're just using the social engagement party as a way to get your name out there and your expertise and your credibility to get a job. But even beyond that, you could use it as a way to get folks to understand that you're there and your side hustle is there to supplement your income.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there are people put a lot of information on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. I will say, if you are one of those people that is really uncomfortable with being on Facebook because that's where all your friends are and talking about business, make a page and or make a separate profile on Facebook that is where you talk about your business separately from your personal stuff, right? We talk about don't share politics, don't talk about religion, don't talk about sex, don't talk about polarizing topics when you're doing business. So when I have any kind of conversation related to those topics, or like I have a kid who I don't share very often on my public business profile, I have a personal friends-based profile when I want to share pictures of my kid or when I want to talk about any of those other topics. And in my business profile, I keep it to almost entirely business related things, or things that I'm comfortable that it doesn't matter who sees it.
Right. Now, you know what? I would venture to guess less than 1% of those that are listening to this episode know exactly what it is that you just talked about. But I will caution the audience, you want to know. You've got to know. So Gab teaches. Not only does she guide, but she also teaches. And we're going to say more about that after these messages.
Hello world, it is Unstoppable Tracy with the Disability Channel, inviting you to subscribe and watch live on Roku TV, on YouTube, on Restream, and also listen in Wisconsin Radio, Dave Stevens, all around the world. And on top of all of this, really proud to announce that we now also have a mobile app. So you can download for free, watch Roku TV for free, and the mobile app is free too from Google Drive. Be sure to download it and have it at your fingertips at all times. There's a job platform, and there's a live chat feature, and there's the TV feature with Roku TV, and there's also the social media channels. Take care, folks. Bye for now.
Hi, everybody. Jay Stoyan here from the Disability Channel. I just want to give everybody a big shout out, see how everybody's doing during these times, COVID-19. I think everybody's pulling together. Ontario government's doing a great job. Again, I'm Jay Stoyan. I'm down here at Witchwood Barns on Christie Street in Toronto at our head office. I just want to let people know, our viewers, our supporters, our associates. I want to thank everybody for supporting us during these trying times. Hopefully we're all coming out of it. We do have a great live event scheduled for October 12th. You can check it out. It's called the Drone Ball Drop, showcasing our employment programs and opportunities in media. Again, that's October 12th. Go to our website, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca, as we are going to be dropping 200 random balls out in Niagara, and then we're going to be having a great concert in the evening featuring Freedom Train. Be there, register today. Again, you can go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca. It's a great cause, a fundraiser, music. You can win grand prizes, courtesy Long and McQuaid, Kojiko, York TV, Niagara, wine tour, everything. So exciting. Again, I'm Jay Stoyan. I want to thank everybody for supporting the Disability Channel. We'll see you next time.
Hi, welcome back to Veterans Onward to Prosperity. I'm your host, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven, and today's episode, we are privileged to have with us Gabriella from Gab Talks. And we have just talked about something very, very important. And you know what? You wouldn't know this except if you were to go and engage in social media engagement parties with Gab Talks. So Gabriella, can you tell my audience, how do they do that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. I absolutely, in my heart, I love teaching people. So our parties are a blend of teaching and engagement. We host them on Zoom, and anybody can register. If you go to gabtalks.com and you click on the party registration page, currently we have 4 a week that we're hosting. I also have a little handout giveaway that is talking about some current statistics, 2021, 2022 statistics. And if anybody would like that, they are welcome to send me an email to hello at gabtalks.com, HELLO at gabtalks.com. And with that, if they send me an email and ask for the handout and let me know that they saw it on this show, I will forward it to them. It's just 2 pages, real simple, but some really, really good information on why we're using social, what the importance of it is, how many people are using it these days, the rankings of these sites, to really kind of have people understand just how important and impactful social media is in our everyday lives. At this point, it is, you cannot get away from it. So rather than try to get away from it, let's embrace it and use it for ourselves, use it for good for ourselves.
Yes, but in order to do that and do it effectively, you do need to learn.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, because again, this, like she said, this isn't something that you can avoid.
Yeah. And social media is constantly changing and updating. The algorithms are constantly changing. The algorithms are those little hidden things out there that go and crunch a bunch of numbers and a bunch of math and then direct people to you or not to you. Those are constantly changing. And the various social media websites are constantly making updates and changes. So people like myself and other people are always trying to understand what the most current information is and what is working and what isn't. And then I get a lot of joy out of sharing that with people and helping them stay on top of the most current information in social media.
So in addition to going to the social engagement parties, you also have something of like a consultation available?
Yeah, absolutely. If someone wants to have a conversation with me, I teach relationship building. I teach marketing through referrals. In my previous business, almost all of my business came because someone else said, hey, go talk to her. So I show tools, tips, and techniques on how to do that for yourself in business. And if someone wants to talk to me, they can grab my Calendly link. Do you want me to spell out the Calendly link?
No, that's okay. We're going to go ahead and have that available when we
Fantastic.
when we do the post-production.
Awesome.
Yeah, you just send that to me, and then we'll just make sure that the audience will see that.
Okay.
And you know what, audience? Take advantage of it.
Yeah, for sure. And come to the posting parties themselves, right? When you come, we have a couple of videos that we ask you to watch in advance that give you some current information, and then you get to meet people. We don't go around the room and give our 30-second, but you do have an opportunity to connect with people in social. There is usually time to have some conversation with people. And again, we're literally clicking on each other's content and putting in comments. And we talk about and teach how to do that in an effective way to increase the visibility. We try to be the space in between that organic reach, because you're meeting the people in real time, and the increasing without having to go buy expensive software to do that, or risking the software that these social media sites will say, oh, no, that's not acceptable, and then close your account. We want to be that space in between that does both of those. And so that's why we have these events live, and we only allow people who are at that exact event to engage on the content. So every event we have a spreadsheet that is specific to that event that allows you all to engage on each other's content.
And that's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah.
Also, you don't want people to engage in your content in the wrong way. So again, that goes with the teaching. Well, thank you. You know what? You're a very busy lady. And for you to take this time to be a part of this show, I really am appreciative. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you so much for inviting me and asking me to be a part of it. I love what you do. You and I have known each other almost a year now, and I love the message that you share, and I love the work that you've done. So I am absolutely delighted to support you in what you're doing. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Gab. All right, we're going to wrap this up right after these messages.
Let me introduce you to Frank Sinclair. He has a business called Dream Again Business Consulting. Frank believes that you were put on this earth for a specific reason. It's his job to find out why. If we follow the natural course of your life and your story, it always leads to your purpose.
You know, when you're a job seeker, you really got to get out there and distinguish yourself from other job seekers. It's not easy, but it is possible. After all, this is Mission Networking Possible Month. Why do you think we're doing Mission Networking Possible Month? Because this is very much a part of the journey. This is very much a part of the transition from going to military to civilian workforce. You got to distinguish yourself. You got to engage in the networking so that you can be found and you can have the job that you want. You can have the career that you want. And then speaking of career, I just want everybody to realize that we're very grateful that the Disability Channel is hosting Veterans Onward to Prosperity. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands, especially those that want a lifetime career in the media, you can have it with the Disability Channel Media Training Employment Program. So keep that in mind. Get out there and network. Get into the career that you're looking for and be the best you can be.